Ho, 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 boys and girls. Merry Christmas. It's that special time of year when I get to share the gift of violence with all the boys and girls with drinking problems that watch this show. And in the spirit of giving, I think it's time we give a special Christmas present to the angels of the battlefield. Ladies and gents, today we're going to be talking about one of the baddest mother-loving Army medics to ever exist. In the entire history of war, among all battlefields in human history, there are few more terrifying sounds than a wounded man screaming for a medic above a roar of gunshots, the whiz of bullets, and the booming of artillery all around you. And for 30 hours, beginning before dawn on June 6, 1944, Corporal Waverly Woodson did this repeatedly, with 2 Nazi shell fragments digging in his leg and back every step of the way. 21-year-old Corporal Waverly Woodson wasn't supposed to arrive on Omaha Beach with the first wave of the Allied attack. His ship had struck a Nazi mine a couple miles off the coast, lost power, drifting in under zero power, dead in the water, just waiting for German 88s to zero him in and blast him apart, along with the rest of the first wave on Omaha Beach. And the moment the ramp dropped, it was hit with a direct hit by a German Flak 88 cannon and blown into a flaming wreck. Seconds later, machine gun fire pinged and raked the ship. A mortar landed just feet from Woodson, blowing his friend apart and embedding 2 large chunks of white-hot shrapnel into Woodson's ass and thigh, sending screaming pain up and down his leg and spine. He gritted his teeth, dropped into 4 feet of water, and started wading forward, armed only with about 50 pounds of medical gear and 20 pounds of big black cojones. Mines on the beach were blowing guys into the air. Machine guns and sniper fire were ripping the sand apart. Woodson, however, kept his cool. After patching up his own wounds under constant fire, he began digging bullets out of bleeding wounds, clamping off shattered arteries, resetting broken bones, and comforting dying men. Some of them were killed as he was working on them, hit with fresh wounds and bullets. Others were saved by his first aid or sustained by the blood plasma he administered. As the battle raged, Woodson continually and without hesitation exposed himself to unbelievable amounts of machine gun fire, rushing to wounded men to save their lives. At one point, he saw an LCPV landing craft break the guiding rope and be destroyed by enemy fire, dumping guys into the English Channel with 60 pounds of gear on their backs. Corporal Woodson, who wasn't even supposed to be there yet, ran forward, jumped into the water, grabbed a drowning man, and swam back to shore with him. Then he did the same thing 3 more times, pulling 4 wounded men from the wreckage, saving their lives and treating them with first aid. He was credited with saving the lives of dozens, or, depending on who you ask, hundreds of lives on the shores of Omaha Beach on June 6, 1944. For his heroism, his commanding officer nominated him for a Distinguished Service Cross, the second highest award for heroism offered by the United States military. But when the general in charge read the report of what Corporal Woodson did on the beach, he was like, nah, the Distinguished Service Cross is not enough. He nominated Woodson for the Medal of Honor. And there you have it, folks. If you've been in combat, you know the importance of Doc. And if you haven't figured it out, those guys have a special place in the hearts of grunts everywhere. Merry Christmas to all you bloodthirsty sweethearts, you docs out there, and our beloved corpsmen. Going to battle sucks, and it would suck extra hard if at least one of us doesn't know how to fix a sucking chest wound. Till Santa comes along, keep a tourniquet handy and be ready to get knuckles deep. Ho, ho, ho.